Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. First of all, it is cricket as the usual, and of course the Tri-Series is now just 2 days away when Pakistan face UAE and Afghanistan in the Tri-Series. The team has been training extensively at the Dubai Sports City. They also played an intra-squad match where, my goodness, Nawaz looked like in the form of his life, but our bowlers didn't look in the form of their life. They were being smashed all over the place. But obviously, intra-squad match, a lot of confidence given to the players as well. But one thing is very pertinent to mention, that the squad has a very positive attitude. I've been listening to some players and I think they're in a great mental state at the moment. So I would, and I've said it already on national television on another platform, although 99.99% people have disagreed with me, but I'll gladly take that 0.1%. I have said that in the Asia Cup, you will be very surprised with the performance of the Pakistan squad. People don't really support this narrative, but I am telling you that you'll be amazed what they're going to pull off in the Asia Cup. So that being said, we'll talk all about that. Then we move on and we tell you that the Indian cricket team has ended a record partnership and sponsorship of $43.6 million after a ban on gambling and betting as well. Of course, according to reports, this sponsorship has ended. Of course, this will take away India's main sponsor for their jersey as well, and of course right before the Asia Cup. So I think this is something very particular to mention as well. Then we move on and we talk about the dream Premier League debut with a late winner for Liverpool at Newcastle of Ngumoha, who's been absolutely superb. And I think, Premier League always gives you exciting news, but yet another prodigy that we're going to be seeing on the English football scenes as well. We're going to be discussing all this and much more. Time now to introduce the guests. First of all, joining us in studios is our sports expert, international cricket commentator, broadcaster, presenter and fellow anchor Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmad. I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Also joining us is sports expert Ali Mehdi. Assalamu alaikum. Ali, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, very well.
Thank you for joining us. And also joining us is first-class cricketer and our sports expert Kashif Majeed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Walaikum salam, perfectly all right.
Right, Kashif, Tri-Series all set now. I really enjoyed the intra-squad match as well, particularly because of Nawaz, how he was taking our bowlers to the cleaners. But how would you define this positive mindset that we're seeing so far?
I think it's a good mindset when we talk about playing a Tri-Series just before the start of the Asia Cup. We wanted our batsmen to explore different avenues. We wanted our batsmen to go and enjoy their batting, play their shots. It's just not about losing wickets. It's about, at times we just thought, just again, 2 to 3 years back, the batsmen are afraid of losing their wicket and they are containing themselves, not expressing themselves, not playing their shots. And eventually, when they got out, it was around 10 to 12 to be chased in 8-9 overs time, and the middle order, they have to go and play their innings of their life from the very first ball. But right now, with this mindset, everybody is chipping in with a few contribution on the very lesser amount of balls, and this is where intent is all about, and the content of team is defining in a good situation. But having said all those things, for good batsmen or good batters around, I think it's a question mark still on our bowling lineup, and most probably the fast bowling lineup. Will they be able to contain the batsmen or the batters of their side? Because with Sufyan and Abrar, we can think of quality spin if they both play in the one match, but rest of the 12 overs is still a question mark.
I think it'll be a very particular difference that we see from the Dubai Sports City to Sharjah Stadium, obviously. But in terms, it's great practice for the Asia Cup as well. But Ali Mehdi, this positive mindset is really a definition of what we've wanted from a young side.
I think it's very important going into that Asia Cup. I think this is the perfect appetizer going into that Asia Cup, a tournament which we haven't won for about 13 years too. That we get this tournament, that we get acclimatized to these conditions, and obviously you're playing over here in Sharjah. Make due that there won't be any matches of in the Asia Cup from Sharjah, so this is a good appetizer, and for that reason, Pakistan have to be very positive going into that Asia Cup. This is a good, this is very important that you need to get into form. You need to play with that positive mindset, and at the same time make sure that you perform well in all departments. Should it be batting, bowling, and fielding? So we could see that the batsmen are going to have plenty of fun. Hit the ball very hard. get high strike rates. But at the same time, the bowlers, I think whilst the spinners will do well, because Sharjah is a sort of wicket where, I think the spinners can get a lot of bite from the surface, they get some turn they will do very well. The likes of Sufyan, Mukim and Abrars will obviously, they will enjoy the surface to, probably get a lot from this surface and get some wickets. But it's the faster bowlers which will have to work very hard, because these will be conditions which will be very tough for them.
I'm glad you mentioned Abrar, because I really won't say that he's going to enjoy himself. He has to. He's now in category A, so I really don't see any other option from them right now.
Category A or B?
Category A. I think Abrar is in category A. Category B, yes, the new A.
There is no
the new A. The new A we call it, yes. So there's been a debate last night as well where they've said that category B is the new A now. So I think outstanding category that we call it. But so I think Abrar has to perform. If he's in the same category as Babar Azam, Rizwan and the likes of Salman Ali Agha and other people, then why would then treat him as your primary spinner? But Asif Ahmad, I think the great sign over here is the positive mindset of the youngsters. Especially, I really love the fact that Salman Mirza took a journalist head on when he was asked that, are you an all-rounder? He said, no, I'm a specialist bowler. Please don't call me an all-rounder.
Well, Ahmed, I think both of my colleagues, Kashif Bhai and Ali Mehdi, they have mentioned very clearly that the fast bowler is an issue, and then Kashif Bhai said that 10 overs okay, the remaining 10 overs will be a question mark. As you said that the youngsters, they're changing their game. I think Mike Hassan now wants to change the DNA of Pakistan cricket team, the way Hassan Nawaz is playing and showing his intent. Haris has his own abilities, that we do know that he's a very good slogger. But once again, the question mark is, as Kashif Bhai mentioned, that the 10 overs, that you'd have to play 20 overs game. Ahmed, this Tri-Nation series is not easy for Pakistan. You do remember that where UAE have beaten Bangladesh in bilateral series, and Afghanistan already beaten Pakistan in bilateral series a couple of years back. What does it mean that both of these teams, they're enjoying the shortest format of the cricket? Pakistan, definitely that the fast bowling department is a question mark. But when you see over the social media, hype is there, as Haris Rauf given a statement about India's game, and somebody asked him that Pakistan will have to face India twice, and he said that we'll definitely win both of the times, and inshallah. And I think that this is what Indian media has picked, and now they are propagating this. So I would like to request to the fast bowlers, especially Haris Rauf and Shaheen Shah Afridi, please stay away from the social media, concentrate on your games. Your performance is definitely in hot waters, because Shaheen Shah Afridi, I have shared so many times, in last T20Is, 6 T20Is, his average is 40, and his economy is over 9. Pakistan requires some good fast bowling efforts from the Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf. Especially both of these bowlers, they're struggling when we talk about the good overs in the death overs. They cannot bowl good Yorkers. So Ahmed, your remarks about the fast bowling side, that they aren't the great fast bowlers, I think that yes, still there. They will have to prove themselves, not only Abrar, but they have improved, proved themselves that yes, they are the best, and they're the backbone of Pakistan cricket team, as we call them, as we used to call them earlier, that the fast bowlers are the backbone.
But Asif, the bigger question would still arise that, do you believe that these players right now, part of the Pakistan setup, or even those who are not in the squad, have now realized, and I think this comes because the chairman has been very vocal in the past 2 days, saying that I have nothing to do with selection, I have left everything for the coach and the selectors to finalize, I have no influence. So you think the players now will get an idea that the culture and will only be performance based, simple?
Still a question mark. Why? Because that we are witnessing these kind of practices from last couple of years. The same chairman, Mohsin Naqvi Sahab, has given a statement right after Pakistan lost against USA that you will see a surgery. We didn't see that. Pakistan lost against Bangladesh. I'm repeating this, that the shameful era for the Pakistan cricket last 2 years, that Pakistan lost against West Indies after 34 years. Yes, in that era, some positives are there, that Pakistan have beaten Australia in ODI series after 22 years, and Pakistan have beaten South Africa in South Africa. But the exclusion of Babar and Mohammad Rizwan after as Kashif bhai was mentioning, that we do not have those kind of players who could rotate the strike and who could contain. So in the middle order, Pakistan will face that problem. Rest, you're talking about justice and merit. I think that I wish what Chairman Sab is saying. I think that the selection committee and the director of High Performance Center, they should listen that what Chairman Sab is talking about.
Well, Chairman Saab has said many things. I don't know how many I can quote and how many I still have to confirm. But Ali Mehdi, this has been a long-standing issue at Pakistan cricket about the selection process and the criteria. But if it is now that it's going to go beyond big names for Pakistan and only players who are performing will be part of that culture.
Let's hope so. I mean, let's hope so. All these cricket boards, especially the big cricket boards, it's never a political or influence. It's all about merit, and that's why the big boards like the Indian Cricket Board, the BCCI, or the Cricket Australia, even the ECB for that matter. That's where those are boards where yes, there's some political, but when it comes to talent and when it comes to selection criteria, you see this all merit based, and that's why they've actually. These three boards, these three cricketing nations have gotten a bulk of all these ICC tournaments they've won over the past few years, especially Australia and India. So we hope that that will actually now filter into Pakistan, that will move over to Pakistan, because look, right now all we need right now is a clean slate, and we've been saying it for many years now on this platform, that look, we need everything to be on merit, and there should be nothing when it comes to politically influenced, especially on the selection of players. That should only be that should only lie with the coach and also with the selection committee. So we're hopeful that is the case. Look, people will say stuff about Babar and Rizwan not playing. Look, the coach has actually decided that probably they are on the right set. They're not the right fit for this format, for the T20 format. So you have to back them. Hopefully they'll be really, he'll stand by his word, and the players who've been selected in place of them will perform very well. It is obviously a bold decision, but at the end of the day, let's hope that the players who are selected, who've been selected on merit, perform and do the nation proud.
Well, certainly. I think that bigger task will still remain there, but the impact of this tri-series, Kashif, will be very important for the players' sake. I think the players now realize that a good performance in this tri-series will give them a direct shot at the Asia Cup and then subsequently the T20 World Cup.
I guess they already know they are playing Asia Cup, because this team is for both Tri-Series and Asia Cup. They announced this team to play Tri-Series and as well as the Asia Cup. So most probably they are there. But importantly, Tri-Series will provide them an opportunity to face all those different kind of spinners in terms of when they face Afghanistan, because they are a very spin heavy side, and when we talk about Afghanistan playing in this tri-series, most probably Pakistan will get a chance to face this spinners music against Afghanistan. And we have struggled previously when we talk about, yes, we do talk about this team's inclusion of Hassan Nawaz in this team, add a benefit of a middle order batter playing against spin very well. So does Salman Ali Agha, he can negotiate spin very well. Previously it was a struggling time for the Pakistani middle order to play the spin, but right now the team has got certain players who can play the spin well. But still the international test against the quality of Afghanistan is still out there, and they haven't faced Afghanistan for quite some time. Most probably they faced Afghanistan in the last World Cup, and that is it. So going in a tournament in a different condition, that will be a test for the batters. As far as the bowlers are concerned, I still feel we have got the potential to be a good bowling side. It was not long ago when we talk about these three bowlers, Shaheen, Haris and Naseem, be the torch bearer for Pakistan in the fast bowling lineup. I still remember just before that last Asia Cup, before that World Cup, 50 overs World Cup, these considered as the best trio going into the 50 overs World Cup. Unfortunately, that Asia Cup and then the subsequently World Cup, that just changed the fortune for these fast bowlers. So they have to come back strong, because now they have got a competition at hand, because Naseem is not there just not because he's not fit. He's not there because he is not performing well, and so does Shaheen Shah Afridi. He was rested, not he was unfit, because he was not performing well. So we have got bowlers who can win matches when they the stars are absent from the side. So they have got a competition at hand.
Well, considering the Asia Cup and subsequently the T20 World Cup, Kashif, do you believe that we have to consider our spin department, which particularly will rely on the like. So, and I think Pakistan team is very comfortable playing Abrar Ahmed, but apart from that, Sufyan, and I don't know Shadab's immediate future, but if he has been placed in category B, means that he's going to return to play for Pakistan in the T20 World Cup directly, or let me be very honest. So, you know, where does that spin prowess rely for Pakistan, considering that you're going to be playing all your matches in Sri Lanka when it comes to the T20 World Cup?
As far as Shadab is concerned, most probably Shadab will be eyeing a spot in place of Mohammad Nawaz if he didn't do well. And he is not a specialist spinner. He will be used as a sixth option, a sixth bowling option, or most probably the seventh bowling option, because he is doing pretty okay with the bat. And yes, we know he's an electric fielder in the outfield, and we do want some fielders out there, and we do want some vocal fielders out there who can be termed as, you know, backbone in the fielding, and we can place them in all the hot spots. So these certain things add to the Shadab's benefit, but yes, he has to work on his bowling, because across the globe we see the wrist spinners, whether the right arm or the left arm, the wrist spinners are you know, doing bulk of the damage in the middle overs for any side. You can name any team and they have got a wrist spinner who's doing bulk of the damage in the middle overs. So Shadab has to do his part as a bowler too. Most probably will be eyeing a fitter, a quality leg spinner Shadab in the team, and that will add so much benefit to the you know, complexion, the whole complexion of the team, the whole you know, balance of the team. Second important thing when we talk about Pakistan's spin in Sri Lanka, Sufyan, Mukim, Shadab and Abrar, they can easily gel in and they can easily fit into final 11, because we have got number of all-rounders who can cover the remaining 8 overs, or even they can cover, you know, the 12 overs quota if Shadab is not you know, bowling. So most probably we have got a very good team at hand. Let's find out if Salman Ali Agha could gel up those guys and play some quality cricket.
Well, absolutely. I think the role of the captain still remains very important. But Ali, Mehdi, your 2 cents on Shadab Khan.
Look, when it comes to Shadab Khan has been a bit of a yo-yo. He's been in and out of the team for a while. You talk about when he made that miraculous debut in the Champions Trophy of 2017, and ever since then he's always been hot and cold. He always does well for a period and then gets extremely cold. He absolutely freezes. So he's one of those enigmas for Pakistan cricket. But no doubt when it comes to Shadab Khan, when he's on song, when he's actually bowling well, when he's actually batting well, he is probably Pakistan's best spinning all-rounder. So he is one of those players which you can never rule out. And being in category B, that means that the PCB does, and Mike Hassan does have plans for him, because you know, you wouldn't put a player for any reason otherwise in category B. He's not playing test cricket, and obviously after this we won't be playing 50-over cricket for a while. So whilst he's not there in the squads for both the Tri-Nations and for the Asia Cup, there are plans for him for the future, but he needs to start performing and start playing very well, because he is one of those players who gets into form and, you know, sorts himself out. Very important and critical player for Pakistan.
But your choice as Shadab as a batter or the bowler, or an all-rounder? I think 3
Look,
choices.
I will always consider him as a bowler. He came into the team as a bowler, as a bowling all-rounder. It was only later on that he started focusing on his batting that he completely lost how to bowl. He would bowl full tosses for fun. Let's not forget in the Asia Cup of 2023 when he was actually bowling full tosses, and it was meat and drink for Rohit Sharma. So he's one of those bowlers who really needs to work on his bowling. You know, forget that the batting, yes, is important, but you've got other batsmen. Pakistan needs him as a leg spinner. We don't have a leg spinner, you know, I mean, you know, that sort of a conventional leg spinner like an Adam Zampa for that matter. He's one of those players, if he works hard on his bowling, focuses very hard, and we know he's a gun fielder, so it's very important he works on his fielding and the batting on his bowling, and the batting itself will come because we know how talented he is.
Yes, Asif, Ali Mehdi is very lethal today, but he's made a lot of sense.
Well, I think that the one thing is pretty much clear, that he doesn't see Shadab Khan in the squad, in the World Cup squad, the way he's talking about. See, no, it makes sense. You know, when we talk about that, yes, he's a regular bowler. And when we talk about his bowling form, very poor. I'm not sure that his bowling average is 67 in last 10 T20Is. What does it mean that no performances? So we have some other players who are very good with the bat, but they're not performing with the ball, as Kashif was mentioning about Mohammad Nawaz, he's not a regular bowler. We require a proper regular leg spinner, a wrist spinner in Sri Lanka. So Abrar and Sufyan are still there. They're performing well, and as you said that there's the best chance for Abrar to prove himself. Yes, he's a match winner. That because that the conditions are really supporting to the spin bowlers. Shadab Khan, if he is completely fit and he's okay with his 4 overs, then definitely I would love to see him, but still a question mark.
I guess if I can add.
Yes, obviously, but I just wanted to say that I'd go even a step further, and I would even explore the prospect of Faisal Akram and Sufyan Mukim both in the side. But that's maybe too much of a dream that I'm seeing. But yes, Kashif Majeed, what would you like to add?
When we talk about Shadab Khan alone, in a vacuum or in a nutshell, we do talk about his batting, bowling and fielding separately. But when we talk about Shadab Khan putting in our 11, we have got a batter who can bat at 6. Shadab can bat at 6 because he can clear the fence. Am I right, guys?
Yes, obviously, yes.
Okay. So the question which I want to put forward is Shadab, Khushdil or Mohammad Nawaz. These are the 3 choices we have got in the last 2 to 3 years playing T20 or even Monday matches at number 6. Your pick, guys. You want to go with Khushdil, Nawaz, Shadab, or even you have got anyone from the domestic cricket who can bat at 6, who is a gun fielder and who can bowl. Yes, bowling a question mark, but when we talk about someone who's been part of the Pakistani lineup, who started his cricket as a leg spinner, and he's bowling consistently in domestic cricket. He's bowling there in the franchise cricket. Add his batting to it and add a quality fielding to it most probably, and then compare with the already alternates we have got, Mohammad Nawaz and Khushdil. I think Shadab's got a strong case.
Well, obviously, I think if that is the case, I'd really explore the prospect of having him and Hassan Nawaz batting together, but that means that I have to take one piece out of that puzzle. So I think that really needs to be focused on as well. But Asif Ahmad, I think certain players would really have to cash in on this opportunity. It's simple as that.
Yes, plenty of matches, and the good thing is that Pakistan departed earlier in Sharjah, and they're playing intra-squad matches as well, training sessions, and this is the T20 season in UAE when we talk about specifically. So and not only this Tri-Nation series, right after this Asia Cup. So please simmer your place, play well, fearless cricket, but sensible, fearless but sensible cricket. And I think this is what Mike Hassan is trying to work with the Pakistan cricket team. That when we talk about that the modern day cricket, the people, they always talk about the strike rate, but they don't see that how important singles are. And as you were talking about the Hassan Nawaz innings, the good thing was that he was not playing dot deliveries, a boundary, then a single, then he's going for a maximum, no dot delivery and all the pressure on the opposition. This intent was missing when we talk about some, even Rizwan, that people, they used to talk about his strike rate just because of his dot deliveries. And on the other side, the same with the Babar Azam as well.
Right.
So these players now, Haris and then Salman Ali Agha himself, the best thing for the Pakistan team is that this young captain, that he could be hero for the Pakistan if he go well, if he'll play fearless cricket. And as Kashif Bhai, once again, tonight is a very special night, that I'm agreeing with Kashif Bhai that his captaincy skills.
So tonight is a very special night for reasons that will be told to Kashif Bhai after the program. Kashif Bhai is going to be very surprised today by what information we're going to provide him with. But I think it's the last couple of days, the chairman has been very vocal. Like I said, he's really, but I think differently. Why has he had to be so vocal is that, he's clarified that selection and, head coach and the selectors, they have to, manage it, and there's no influence. And I like the fact, I think that's the way it should be, and that's the way it should have been for the past many years in Pakistan cricket. Too much of influence has really tarnished the reputation as well. But Ali, Mehdi, I think we also have to gauge what other teams are doing at this moment, their preparation. We've seen the Indian squad in the Asia Cup, and we've already seen that a lot of their players make up for the T20 international rankings as well. So specialist players are already there.
Look, I think, one thing is very important is like all the big teams are actually playing, they are playing matches, they're getting some practice ahead of the Asia Cup too. Pakistan, obviously, UAE, and then also Afghanistan are playing the Tri-Nations. Sri Lanka is also playing too. So for that matter, and I think Bangladesh are also playing too. So India is the only team which is not having any practice going into this. But look, the reason for that is because the the BCCI and obviously the Indian squad which has been announced, oh, they've got some real talented players. They've got some proper T20 specialists over there. They are spoiled for choice over there. So they are one team which, even if they don't have practice, they must be working very hard on their fitness and probably playing domestic cricket over there. And for the fact that they're not, it isn't a problem for them that they're not playing any practice tournaments or playing any international crickets, because they've got some really talented players. One person for that matter is the world #1 batsman in T20 cricket, Abhishek Sharma. I mean, who would have thought that he would just skyrocket to #1? He's over there. Then obviously you've got other Bumrah is obviously over there, other batsmen too. I mean, and then obviously Shubman Gill coming back. I believe he's the vice captain for the T20 team. Just 1 year ago, he wasn't even part of the squad. Now he's the vice captain because of his captaincy skills, because he was so brilliant in that test series against England away, getting 2 test match wins for him. It just shows they really have got so
But
much
I won't be surprised. I see an all-format captain in him for India. I won't be surprised if that happens in the next, couple of months.
No, I completely agree with you. The way he handled himself, everybody had written them off, but the way they came and they won those 2 test matches and 2-all, I mean, he's really one for the future. Now, obviously, being promoted to vice captain, I think what they're going to do is they're going to usher in a new area, and probably till the next World Cup, they're going to have Sky as the captain, but then they're going to try, I think the coach and the coaching staff is going to promote Shubman Gill, because he's just been so good as a captain over there, and for him to have them as a vice captain, they've really got a wealth of talent over there.
We've explored this fact before as well. Kashif Majeed has been very vocal. Kashif, you mentioned it time and time again that this Indian squad without Kohli and Sharma really need to prove themselves, and you really have to find someone who can be there for the challenge when things are against them or they're in a pressure situation. How would you redefine that?
I'm still stick to my words. I am still there because leave out Kohli inning in Melbourne. You find any match winner who can do that wonder which Kohli have done, because Hardik Pandya was there. He was there, and Shadab was bowling at that time. What he done at you go back to those highlights, those moments. Every moment Pakistan was in the match, the next moment Kohli just stole that moment from us. So this is where the quality of Kohli and Rohit Sharma, they were just those quality batters. The moment they step in the ground, you feel there is a buzz in the crowd. You feel that the opposition, the opponents, they start thinking how to get rid of them, because you cannot contain them, and this is where it's very important. And they have got very good nerves to finish those matches, and with Kohli's record of those record chases, I guess he's one guy they'll always miss. Secondly, when we go through this Indian lineup, they haven't got the taste of playing in all surfaces. How many matches Abhishek Sharma has played in Sena, for that matter, against Pakistan for that matter, or even other oppositions like Australia for that matter. So yes, they have got talented bunch of cricketers, but this talented bunch of cricketers has to prove themselves in all condition and all situation of the matches. By just watching them playing in IPL is like watching Sahibzada Farhan playing in Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium for me. So you watch Sahibzada Farhan playing his inning in Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium in PSL, and you will say, wow, we have got a wonderful talent, and he can destroy all the bowling lineups. By the way, he is doing that, so he can destroy all the bowling lineups across the globe, and yes, he can do wonders in all forms of cricket, in all surfaces. I guess that is too much media hype with this Indian team.
Well, I do believe that they like to live in a fantasy bubble and that really pops, and so far I think that has been the case. But right now, another big news is that Team India is without a logo on their jersey. Oh, yeah. So they can probably put 7-0, but I don't really want to say that. But the fact is that let's just give you the details of how this Dream 11 concept has now been laid to rest, because obviously of certain regulations that have come into play as well. So it's very simple. The Indian Parliament recently passed a bill that of course bars the promotion and regulation. The bill is basically called the Promotion and Regulation of Online Gaming Bill 2025, which bans money-based online gaming platforms including fantasy sports and prohibits their advertising or sponsorship. Dream 11 was part of this domain as well. The value was 358 crores Indian rupees, and of course we gave you the figure in dollars as well, which ended. That was a deal of 3 years with a title sponsor for Indian team's jersey as well. And of course there are no financial or legal implications now because both parties have agreed to mutually end this agreement. But just further clarifies, Asif Ahmad, this has become a very serious subject in the past 2 years, if I'm not wrong, about betting organization and betting syndicates that have come up as sponsorships.
Well, Ahmed, I think first of all it's a major blow for BCCI because that they were earning a lot of money from these betting companies, and as you said that on their jersey, on their shirt, if there is no Dream 11, what could be the next? And I'm quite sure that it is not only in the India, but when we talk about the UAE, the league, especially when we talk about the franchise cricket, the major sponsors are these betting companies. I personally, commentated in a different franchise cricket where these kind of betting companies were the major sponsors, and in UAE, even in Pakistan, it's going on. So the Indian Parliament, Lok Sabha, they have approved this rule now, this new act, and I'm quite sure that the BCCI will be in hot waters concerning these kind of major amounts, because now they won't earn these kind of amounts because all of these betting companies, they were investing huge amount in the cricket in terms of sponsorship. So, but now for the rest of the sponsors, the place is open. I think that the rest of the sponsors, some other companies, they will trying to fill up the place, but looks like very difficult for the BCCI.
Well, I'm just happy they didn't blame it on us. So I am just happy that, for once they know that they've ended this partnership and it's not us. But Ali Mehdi, obviously with a rich cricket board that they are, this probably has something to do with their policies.
Look, it has something to do with their policies, and actually I think it's a massive financial hit, about $40 million, $43.6 million to be exact. So it came as a surprise. I didn't see it coming. You would expect that for some probably that betting companies, probably according to our constitution and jurisdictions, you wouldn't expect it from Pakistan or probably Bangladesh for that matter, and even Afghanistan to be the main sponsor. But for India to come out with that is quite saying something, that they have a staunch policy against betting companies and their sponsorships too. But it doesn't matter, they're going to find somebody else. They found, over the years they've had other sponsors like Byju's, they've had Pepsi in the past, MRF, their tires too. Let's not forget Star also for that matter. So they won't have any problems of finding any sponsorship, and I think it's actually a blessing in disguise, because they'll probably get even a better sponsorship deal, because part of the BCCI, because the Indian cricket has been doing very well over the past 2 years, winning the Champions Trophy in 2025 and winning the T20 World Cup. So I think they're going to have even a better bumper sponsor come in and sponsor Indian cricket team going forward.
Well, a lot of people will say Dream 11 concept was shattered when Kohli said goodbye to one-day international or T20 cricket. But I think the fact still remains that you talk about the likes of Virat Kohli, they've been serious ambassadors of world cricket. There's no doubt about it. Rohit Sharma particularly has led the Indian team at a time where it was very uncertain whether both of them would go along as well. So I think on the other side of the picture, this has to be something. I think the world now realizes the implications of these online fantasy platforms or betting applications. So I think that really remains the same as well. But that being said, now we're going to move on to football as well, and boy, do we have some news to share, because we keep on discussing about prodigies, and yet another we see is Ngumoha, and I think he's just made headlines. Ali Mehdi, what would you like to have?
Well, this is why Liverpool are the best team in the world. I have to say that when it comes to club football, they've been absolutely brilliant. The team which obviously won their 20th Premier League title last year, this year, they come up, and even more pressure, a team which hasn't been able to defend their Premier League for a very long time. They've come all guns blazing over here. And Ngumoha, I mean, who would have thought, a youngster over here? They've actually been this time, they're spoiled for choice over here. They've got Nketiah, they've got Etiki, for that, the German over here. They've got Witz over here from Germany too, and then they've got some other players who've really come, and then they're going for Isaac too. But the fact of the matter is that this was a very seesaw game over here. 2-0 Liverpool were up, and then Newcastle fought back, and then obviously Anthony Gordon got red carded, which turned the apple cart and then turned the favour for Newcastle, for Liverpool, and then Liverpool getting an extra time winner just shows that this team is different. This is a different Liverpool team I've seen. Yes, in 2020 they won the Premier League, but then they started for a few years finishing second. But this team is different. This team have got the best chemistry. They've got the best players, best squad players. They've got they've got reserve players in each and every position, and I just can't see any team stopping them. Even the team which has been finishing second, Arsenal, they might have stealth and wealth in their team, but in their squad. But this Liverpool team, especially if they get Alexander Isak, they are probably going to be favourites to win.
Which I think is going to happen. Look, I perceive that that's already done for me. I think that's probably going to be the case. But Ali Mehdi, it's been very interesting. Because you talk about Arsenal, we said it in that season as well. It's their league to lose, and that's what they did. They were one of the reasons why they lost their league. They had nobody else to blame. But with Liverpool, I think for far too long, people have misunderstood the strategy, that it's just been about the likes of Mo Salah or any other player. I think the philosophy of Jurgen Klopp had been a monumental success for Liverpool.
Look, this is the thing, but people have to, everybody, all football pundits and all analysts, rightfully so, give credit to Jurgen Klopp, because he changed the environment, he changed the culture over there, that positive culture of winning trophies. It wasn't there for many years, since the early 1990s when they won the Premier League. They won small trophies along the way, the Carabao Cups or the FA Cups for that matter. But the big ones, the Champions League, the Premier League, they hadn't won. And yes, after Jurgen Klopp came, he changed everything. He changed the whole setup, the diet plans, the training regimes, everything, the mindset, and he brought this amazing, you could say, this nucleus of players which has really helped the teams, like the likes of Salah, the likes of Virgil van Dijk. These players have done amazing for them, and with this Virgil van Dijk and with Salah up top, those two being the spine, they've built around the team, and they've kept on. The thing with this Liverpool team is, it reminds me a lot of the Manchester United teams, unfortunately, of the 1990s or the 2000s, where Alex Ferguson kept on building upon the squad, kept on getting rid of players, but building a squad. And that's what exactly they've done. They've got, their big players have gone. Bobby Firmino has gone, Mane has gone, but they've got Kite, and then they've got Witz, and I think that they're going to be
right. Thank you very much, Ali Mehdi, for joining us. I think that really sets the precedent high for Liverpool as well, but yet another English prodigy to look forward to. That wraps up Sports Extra. For me and the entire team, it's goodbye for now.